Coming up on BYU football with Kalani Sitake, the Cougars conclude their home schedule by giving their seniors a solid send-off. And the school commits to Kalani for 3 more years. We're talking about it next as BYU football with Kalani Sitake starts now.
This is BYU football with Kalani Satake, presented by Intermountain Healthcare. And now, your host, the voice of the Cougars, Wrubell.
Good evening, Cougar Nation. Welcome back inside Studio C at BYU TV for another weekly episode of The Sitake Show. Great crowd on hand here in Studio C, but even if you can't be with us in studio, we invite you to join the conversation by submitting questions for Kalani on Twitter tonight using hashtag Sitake Show, as well as on Facebook and Instagram via the BYU TV sports accounts. Coming up on tonight's show, we recap a Senior Day home win over Idaho State. We preview the Cougars' trip back east to meet UMass this weekend. We have our weekly Q&A with the coach. We visit with Talon Shumway in a deeper fashion on Deep Blue, and we'll chat live in studio with linebacker Isaiah Kaufusi. Well, tonight's show comes to you one day after BYU made it official, and that is that Kalani Sitake will be the head coach of the Cougars through the year 2023. So to begin tonight's show, let's bring on out the head coach of your BYU Cougars, Kalani Sitake.
Craig.
Hello.
What's up, everyone? All right. Appreciate you guys being here.
Well, you talked about it yesterday. We mentioned the news, but you haven't been able to really talk about it maybe in front of fans yet. So let's get it out of the way, and let's talk about the good news that you got and your family got and the staff and players, we all got really on Saturday and then officially on Monday that your contract's been extended. What does that whole process and the news mean to you?
I mean, I like it, you know. It means but, you know, I'm just excited to be here regardless of what the contract shows. I'm going to keep doing my best to help these young men and to give the fans what they want and what they expect. And so just happy that I can do it for more years, but I'm really focused on trying to get this year completed and trying to get a good jump start to next year as well. So I think I'm trying not to talk about it too much because I've said it before that this program won't be about one player, so definitely won't be about one coach. And so if we can just move on, then there we go.
Coach, we love you.
No, I want to thank everyone though. I do want to thank our players and their hard work and their sacrifice and their families and I want to thank my family as well and our coaches and their families. And so and definitely want to thank the fans and administration here at BYU. Have been so great to me and my family and our coaches, and thank Tom Homo for his leadership as our athletic director. He's done an amazing job leading the athletic department, and so just honored to be here and love being the coach at BYU.
We are going to get on to other things, but it was a pretty cool moment Saturday. You win the game against Idaho State 42-10. You're in the locker room, and then Tom wanted to talk to the guys, and here's how that went down on Saturday.
This is your coach, right? Yes, sir. Sir. He's my coach, and he's our coach. Let's go.
Seemed like there was a little bit of surprise involved there for the players.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys were all excited, and I mean, yeah, Tom. Don't show any more dancing or anything. Yeah, okay, good. No, I think Tom did a good job of revealing that, and I think I think it was a cool event and a cool moment for me and my family, and also for our team. And so, I thought the coaches, everyone, we feel really comfortable with it, and we're really motivated to keep it going. And we've got a little win streak going on, and we have an opportunity to build on it and keep building this team. And we've had a lot of young guys step up. We've tested our depth, and we're feeling really good about our program right now. So we got to keep it rolling. All
right, a lot of depth was tested on Saturday. Let's get to the game that preceded what we just saw, and that was BYU and Idaho State at LaBelle Edwards Stadium on Senior Day. The FCS Bengals coming in, and the only scoring in the first quarter was on defense. Kalani?
Yeah, we talked about opportunities that we would have and the coverages that we did, and it's good to have Chris Wilcox back and forcing a PBU there, and then having our safety Austin Lee, a senior, being able to, he's been waiting for that opportunity to take it back to the house and really happy he was getting that moment.
Now, this play didn't actually count. It came back. But what a grab from Micah Simon. While being held, he hauls in with one arm.
Yeah, great player and senior, and he's done a lot of great plays like this in practice. It's good to see him doing the game. I wish he would have counted, but you know, there's some things that we need to fix. It seemed like we had some big plays taken back by holding penalties and been in the hole with false starts. But Micah got a fly sweep and was able to get in the end zone with some great blocking up front.
Yeah, that play did not come back as BYU goes up 14-0. Little Michael Dean, good little player for Idaho State, set the Bengals up for this field goal. Off the upright and in, it would be 14-3 score off the ricochet. Then the next drive that BYU had was a lot of Micah Simon, nifty move on the sideline, and a lot of Sione Finau. I think they accounted for 72 of the 75 yards on this drive, and the last yards come courtesy of Sione. Some good cuts in for 6.
Yeah, the O-line did a great job up front, and then you see here Kyle Griffiths being aggressive and forcing the block punt by putting the shield into the punter's way.
That sets this up late in the second quarter. Final score of the first half for BYU, and first of 2 touchdowns for Talon Shumway on the day.
So happy for Talon. And you giving him an opportunity for a jump ball, he usually comes down with it. And great awareness here, being able to put the ball over the goal line and got another touchdown.
So Talon's second score, and BYU's up by a score of 35-3. Second pick of the day for BYU. That's now 14 interceptions on the season for the Cougars, setting up some scrum formation, and Kairos Tonga gets the handoff.
Well, all the fans kept asking for it, so there it
they
is.
got it.
You know, and yeah, so just keep requesting things, and we'll make it work.
Malachi Rango was the workhorse for Idaho State and busted a nice run later in the game to put the Bengals on the board. And the final score would be 42-10. It would stay that way in the final moments after Keanu Hill almost gets in for BYU. They slowed it down, said knee was down as the ball hit the pylon, so it was time to kneel it out and get on out of there with a comfortable win, Kalani.
Yeah, just trying to run the clock out, and you know, we were throwing the ball, trying to get first downs, and in that moment, it's not really about trying to get a touchdown or trying to get the score higher. I think it was more important that we take a knee and show some respect to our opponents. And so it was a fun day. Still a lot of mistakes and some opportunities that we wish we had that we let slip away, and yeah, we'll get those fixed. I think the penalties were one of some of the things that I felt like we gotta be able to control. I said that in the post-game press conference, but really happy with the guys that stepped up and the guys that got a lot of reps and opportunities to play. And defensively, I thought we could have done better with the run defense. Rango, you see, has 142 yards rushing, but 85 of those came on 2 plays, and so on those 2 plays, we really, make sure that we don't allow those big plays to happen again. But for the most part, I thought the defense did well handling the run game.
Conversely, you had Sione Finau go for 102 rushing yards, and my stats guy Ralph Sokolowski told me that you've had a freshman have a 100-yard game in every season you've been the head coach as a running back, and so these young guys tend to go to work for you.
Yeah, recruits should pay attention to that, so it'll be good.
So Sione, nice day and good day for the team, of course. Saturday was, Kalani, of course, the last home game for a lot of seniors, and some of the seniors had, big days. Guys like Talon Shumway and Micah Simon and Austin Lee.
Yeah, and I thought a lot of those guys have put so much work into it, and it was just nice to send them off with a win. Their last game at Wrubell Stadium, and I think it was a good time for them to reflect all the hard work that they put into playing at home and in front of their fans and their families. And I thought it was just a really cool moment for our players to celebrate all the seniors and all the work that they put in this program. And some of the guys weren't able to play, like Aleva Hifo and others, but we're looking forward to getting them back and playing in these last 3 games.
The other big news to come out of Saturday's game was, of course, BYU accepting an invitation to play in the Hawaii Bowl on Christmas Eve. And it'll be the 2nd straight bowl bid for you and the team, and 3rd in your 4 years, 14 in the last 15 seasons. BYU's ended the year in a bowl game. We want to keep that tradition rolling, of course. Yeah,
it's so important for our program and for our development of our guys. And, we other than it extends the season, we get to spend more time with the seniors, but we get 15 practices that we can work in getting better, and that's another spring ball. So we're going to utilize all of them and try to get better as a group and get better as a team and develop these young guys.
What is your personal background with Hawaii?
Well, I grew up, I don't remember being a baby in Tonga, but I remember being a child in Laie, Hawaii, and being able to hang out with all our families. We have a lot of family in that area, and so, it's good to go back and be around our family, my dad and mom and family. We should have tons of family in that area, so it'll be a lot of fun.
The last time BYU played a bowl game there was in 1992, the old Aloha Bowl. And many, many years later, here we go again.
Let's do it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We knew that this would be an opportunity for us if we got bowl eligible, but right now we're focused on trying to get win number 7. That's what we're focused on right now.
Well, this was your last home game, of course, this past week. That means you finished the year with a winning home record at 4-2. That's a winning home season, and one of your main program objectives, right, Kalani, is protect Wrubell's house, and a winning record means that.
Yeah, and I think the guys performed well. You know, I think we always want to be consistent and play better every game, but considering a lot of the factors and variables that go into preparing for a season, I thought the guys gave us the right effort, and coaches worked extremely hard. And this is something that we can really build on and gain some more momentum. And trying to add a 5th win in a row will be really helpful in getting that done.
Okay, some particulars from the weekend. Let's get to Zach Wilson. He's back in the starting lineup this past week. He was 7 weeks away on the rehab after the hand injury. Overall, how do you think number 1 looked out there?
Well, you know, I think if you talk to Zach, he'll be his own worst critic and say some things that he could have improved on. Obviously, he had the interception, and we had some miscommunication on some routes and things like that. But Zach's going to always look at what he could do better himself, and you know, I think for us, he was a little bit rusty in some ways, but it was just good to get him back on the field. And though I mentioned before, the sign that I liked is after. I mean, I don't like that he threw the interception, but I like that he was in trying to make the tackle, because that's how he got hurt last time. And so it just seems like he's kind of forgotten about it and moved on and try to get ready for the next, for the next play. And I just like his mentality right now.
You and the coaches decided, I guess, early in the week that you weren't going to play Baylor Romney, give him some rest, and so you're going to go in with Joe as your number 2, because Jaron Hall's still not available either. It wasn't last week. Yeah,
we're still working with Jaron and still working with Baylor, and we just saw an opportunity for Baylor to heal up, and so we're looking to see how it's going to work this week. But all those guys are out working and trying to get done, and we'll see what the training room says for us.
So since Zach is back, Zach's the starter, but as for who's the 2, 3, or 4, we really can't say on a Tuesday, I guess.
No, we'll probably find out more later. Probably Thursday, Friday, we'll have an idea.
Okay. All right, is that time of the show where we take you inside the plays from BYU's last game and the season, assisted by our own Jerem Jordan. And this week, we actually have players breaking it down for the first time. So let's go now inside the film room.
All right, here with Austin Lee and Chris Wilcox. And Austin, what was it like playing in your final home game at Wrubell Edwards Stadium?
It was fun. It's been a blessing to be able to play here and just to create memories with guys that you can call your brothers for a lifetime.
The pick 6 was awesome. We'll break that down in a second. Chris, this was your first game of the season. What was it like to get back out there?
It was great, man. I mean, being out for a year just sucked always being at home watching your brothers on the TV, but finally getting back out there with them meant a lot to me.
Okay, let's break down the play that you two connected on, and this is such a great play.
Yeah, right here we were in just man coverage. Got an inside release, so I was just playing this top shoulder, and I seen the ball come in. I just hit it.
Austin, did you see it the whole way where you see the tip and everything was good right here?
Yeah, so, yeah, it was man coverage, and I saw Chris coming with a really nice PBU, and, the ball just floated up just perfectly enough for me to be able to get my hands on it, so.
You had to speed around this guy to get in there, and then Kavik Fonu with a nice block for you.
Oh, yeah. Those blocks were huge. I knew if I got around that guy, someone was about to pick up that quarterback, and Kavika put him right on his back. So I got some good blocks and some smart blocks as well, too, just to make sure that there was nothing to take that back.
Okay, I want to rewind back to the Tennessee game. This was such a big play in this game. Austin, walk me through this one where you make a pass breakup in the end zone.
Yeah, so we're in a type of drop 8 coverage with 3 deep. What happens is they run some all vertical, all go type concept, and the number 1 receiver you can see he starts to run pretty wide out there, and my job is to make sure that I kind of split the 2 and read quarterback from there. And so the quarterback was taking me to that other vertical threat down the seam, and I was able to just get there in time to be able to break that up in the end zone.
Okay, let's talk about a play in this one. A defensive player gets a touchdown. Kairos Tonga finally gets a carry. He fumbled the first play, but then he gets out on this one. What do you think, Chris?
I mean, I always see we run this play in practice, but we had never ran it in the game. And
with Kairos?
With Kairos, yeah. So I seen he finally got his touchdown, so I'm just proud of my guy.
And fun for a defensive player to get a touchdown. Do you guys take pride in that? Hey, one of our guys got one?
Yeah, for
sure. It's exciting because it doesn't happen very much, and just look at him. He's huge. He's not going to get stopped.
So after the game, everyone's celebrating in the locker room. It's awesome. And you had this cool moment, Austin, where you had Ledger, your son, and you're dancing in there. And he can hang, man. Walk me through your dance moves and his dance moves in the locker room after.
He loves to dance around the house. And, we teach him these little moves, the whoa, or, he shoots and stuff, and he loves it.
And what's your reaction, the two of you, to your head coach getting an extension here?
That's amazing. I'm just really happy for him. He deserves it because he's worked so hard, and, he's built a great program here.
Yeah. Chris, we're going to get him regardless next year, but the guys after you get him too.
Exactly. They're gonna be thrilled to have him. He's a great guy. I love him. He'll do anything for us, and we'll do anything for him.
Okay. Well, thanks for the time. Good luck at UMass. Have fun on the East Coast.
Thank you
for having us.
Good work from Jerem, Austin, and Chris. For your day-to-day Cougar Sports play-by-play, it is BYU Sports Nation with Spencer Linton and Jerem Jordan. Weekdays, noon Eastern on BYU TV and BYU Radio. The guys preview the men's basketball game at Boise State on tomorrow's show. Later in the program, a deeper look at the life of Talon Shumway in our Deep Blue feature. Coming up next, it's a look ahead to BYU's trip back east to take on UMass. This is BYU football with Kalani Sitake.
My name is Spencer Finnegan. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. During my sophomore year, I got married to my sweetheart, Mary, and there's tons of unexpected expenses when it comes to marriage. We were looking for scholarships. I found the replenishment grant, and my local alumni chapter gave me a grant to help me focus in on school. I'm so excited to, now that I've graduated, give back to those students that are coming to BYU in the future.
Dexter & Dexter is a full-service law firm offering a wide range of legal services. Since 1995, we have helped more than 20,000 Utahns both to navigate life's challenges and to make the most of life's opportunities. From car accidents to business law, from divorce to estate planning, we are passionate about shouldering your burdens. To learn more about scheduling a no-obligation consultation, visit dexterlaw.com.
This is where we dominate. Our playground, place of business. This is our promised land, where we seek to find ourselves. And we're here to make sure the spaces our best prove themselves on appear how they should. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
Hey, what's the matter, Jake?
Well, I'm just sad because I don't have the BYU TV channel at home, so I can't watch show-offs.
Oh, that's crazy. You don't have to have the BYU TV channel to watch show-offs.
Yeah, no, I just stream it from BYUtv.org on my computer.
Yeah, and I just have the BYU TV app downloaded on my phone, my tablet, my smart TV.
Well, I can't afford all those things. Buddy, it's all free. Download the app for free, watch for free.
Yeah, let's go watch it.
Okay.
Let's go watch all the episodes.
Let's show off.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
BYU fans, we invite you to join us Saturday at 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific as McKenna Miller and the 13th ranked women's volleyball team takes on and hosts Gonzaga in the penultimate home match of the regular season. See it on BYU TV. Of course, join us on BYU Radio for BYU at UMass this Saturday with Cougar pregame live bright and early, 10 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain, 7 Pacific. And postgame coverage afterward. The game is on Flow Football online or on Nesson. And of course, it's always free on BYU Radio each and every week. BYU heading to Amherst, Massachusetts at 6-4 on the year with 2 regular season games and a bowl game to go. The Minutemen ending their season against BYU. It's been a season to forget so far, 1-10 on the year, with by far the most generous defense in all college football, allowing more than 52 points per game. It's been a rough year, Kalani, for those guys, and they finish it off with you. I'm sure they'll figure they've got one last go and try and give it their best.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they have nothing to lose being their last game, and I know they have a lot of pride in those kids. We played against them last year, so they're competitive, and we have tons of respect for them. And we talked about as a team that there's not a lot of guys in in this world that actually think that the work that they put in is worth the few seconds that they may get on the football field. And other than the football players that play in our schedule and throughout the FBS schedule, so they're one of them, and we respect them, and we're looking forward to playing the game with sportsmanship and class and having a good competitive game. But we expect to be physical and to do our part and play our best. I know we're going to get their best shot. I say this every week. It's important that they get our best shot as well. And so our focus has been to try to be at our best and to get better from last week to this week and having a great opportunity to get a victory.
Now, because it is an East Coast game, plan would be to head out probably on Thursday, right, as opposed to Friday for something closer?
Yeah, because the time zones are 2 time zones away. So we'll be leaving Thursday and try to get adjusted to the clock. I mean, if you think about it, the game will be 10 a.m. our time. So get out there and do some early morning things and get these guys adjusted to the time and get ready to play. We can't. We've been in this position before and played at this kickoff time before. And I'm not saying that I don't think our guys played flat. They came out ready to play. Just we have something to prove now, and then opportunity to go back to the East Coast time zone. We've lost 2 games in that time zone. So trying to get it done and find a way to win this one. And it's kind of a little bit of a better performance than the last time we were there in that time zone.
Right. You mentioned how you played them last year. They lost really good. They lost an NFL second-round draft pick in Andy Isabella from that team. They also lost a coach. Right, they're on a new staff, and so this feels like a first-year thing for them.
Yeah, and I think they're still improving. I mean, we've talked about injuries as part of college football, but they've had a number of guys that they've had to replace and shuffle guys in and out at the quarterback position and other positions, and so. I think they've been snake bitten with a little bit of the injury bug, but they'll have 11 guys ready to play against our 11 guys, and so we need to respect them and play at our best, and that's what I expect our guys to do.
So from 2-4, Kalani, you guys have gotten to 6-4. You're looking for more. It's a 4-game win streak you take with you into the UMass game. A win on Saturday, and you will lock down, mathematically, be assured of a winning season for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. There are different ways to measure success, whether it's rivalry games or home wins or bowl games, but knowing you're going to be an above 500 or a winning team with more to go is a reward of sorts.
Yeah, and then just the fact that we've had a good opportunity to say goodbye to our seniors at home, but we still have some time to play with them, going into the season and trying to utilize as much time as we can with them. But they put a lot of work into this program, and there's a lot of young guys that received great mentoring from the senior group, and so this is a good way for us to show them some love and give them a lot of respect and show them a great end to a season, And so trying to get number 5 in a row and trying to get 7 overall, that's going to be really important to our players, but more important for the seniors, and they're playing hard for these seniors on this team.
Okay, let's hit a break and do so with a reminder that you can join us next Monday for the season finale of the Coordinator's Corner. 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific, as we talk with the BYU football coordinators. Next week it'll be Ed Lamb and Elisha Tuiaki. Jeff Grimes' season is done with us. Yesterday's episode is also on demand on the BYU TV app, and Jeff was on that one. As we head to break, I want you to know that you can enjoy a full hot breakfast buffet. Dinner Monday through Wednesday. Kitchen and large grassy backyard along the Provo River Trail, all at the Residence Inn Marriott in Provo. After the break, Talon Shumway overcomes personal hardships to become a steady presence at wide receiver for the Cougars. And Kalani takes your questions in studio and from social media. This is BYU Football with Kalani Sitake.
Call it a path, or way through. It can be arrow straight, or have twists and turns. It's life's financial journey, and Mountain America Credit Union is here to guide you every step of the way. With timely advice and affordable products, this is your journey. Let's begin together. We're Mountain America, guiding you forward.
Martin's Collision Repair.
The right repair, the right paint, the right choice. Martin's Collision Repair.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been seriously injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies and protect your legal rights.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
Let's go, go, go! This is crazy!
Yes.
Hedgie Feather, she saves the day again.
Region 2 seed BYU women's soccer in the second round of the NCAA tournament, and at home this Thursday night against Louisville. Watch it on BYU TV, listen to it on BYU Radio, 107.9 FM locally, and on the BYU Cougars app. We are back on BYU football with Kalani Sitake. We are live from Studio C, where last week we visited with BYU wide receiver Talon Shumway right here. Tonight, we learn more about Talon's life off the field and how he overcame hardship to contribute for the Cougars in this week's edition of Deep Blue.
Growing up, my family, we endured a lot of abuse, a lot of hard times. When I was about 14, my parents finally got divorced, and that was like the first time in my life that I felt I could really breathe.
We had lost our home, and there were some things in the home, and I only had a certain amount of time to get it cleaned up and to get the things out, and I didn't have enough time.
It was in the middle of the winter, and his mom came marching in the middle of one of our practices, and I had a lot of respect for her. I knew they were going through some tough things, and she says, "I need my boys now."
Coach Lewis just said go, and the boys just ran out with me.
And so what do you say to a mama bear like that? You say, for sure. I gave her boys right then.
And they came and they helped me get the last minute things out of our home. Talon did have a lot of things that kids shouldn't have to worry about. They shouldn't have to worry about if there's food. They shouldn't have to worry about when the lights are turned off. You know, my kids didn't think, oh, it's because there's a power outage. The first thing they thought was the bill hadn't been paid. His dad took the car away, took the phones away. We had nothing. All we had was our family, and we had the gospel. And we were happy.
When that whole thing was over, those were some of the best years of my life. I never had a shortage of love. I had the greatest mother in the world, the greatest siblings in the world, and I had the greatest grandparents in the world, and there were other people who were always there, people that cared about us, cared about me.
Sometimes in life you learn from other people's experiences, and I think the path that his dad chose really helped him see the type of family he wants in his future and the kind of husband and father that he wants to be.
To hear that I had an impact on Talon's life through his middle school and high school years, that's, you know, that is humbling, but it's the most important thing, you know, really, because as a coach, winning the state championships and winning games and all those kind of those things are fun, but the things that really are important is things like this come back to you, the life lessons that are learned, or maybe you could help somebody along the way that really needed it. But Talon, he's a great kid. I may have learned more from him than he learned from me.
Those were probably the first times in my life that I'd had real one-on-one conversations with a man. He always just expressed to me his expectations and how he felt about what I was doing. Really just what you'd expect from a father. I grew up playing two sports, football and basketball.
You know, we saw a lot of success in high school. We won a few state championships, we won a national championship, and we had a lot of fun playing together. I don't think the success we had, we wouldn't have had it without Talon. His defensive presence was unbelievable. I remember in practice, I never liked going up against him because he was so physical and he moved his feet so well.
He would throw the football in the front yard, and then he would run to the other side and catch his own football. He played catch with himself. You know, he did have friends.
We tried really hard to get him to come play basketball here at BYU. Obviously, he chose football. That was something he wanted to do, but I think he could have been very successful if he would have chose basketball.
I realized that I had such a good experience in high school, and there was no way that I was going to beat that, and I wanted that in football. And football was the sport I was most passionate about.
Pulls it away from Tyson, down and in, touchdown! Cougars scoring OT! Talon somewhere.
Talon's a great athlete, you know, and I think he's one of those guys that doesn't say much, but probably the most reliable person you can count on to do his job right.
Definitely the most respected player in our room, in the receiver unit.
On the field, he'll do the little things that a lot of people don't recognize, but coaches and teammates recognize the things that he does.
As a coach, you know, you naturally gravitate towards those types of players because you can always use them as a model on how to do things right, and I think that's what Talon's been for me.
I've heard from so many different players about his example, how he carries himself, the confidence that he gives to others. It's a unique way of leadership and a unique way of utilizing his strengths, and he's an exceptional person.
We had a great visit with Talon right here last week, and now we learn even more about what makes him the person and player he is.
Oh yeah, and you know, his mom should be really proud of him, you know, and I know that his family's really proud of him and things that he's done, but I'm just telling you that he's probably one of the best human beings I've ever met, and so he's going to be great in life. I can't wait to see him as a father and the things that he's going to do in the community, so great person.
I know how you love the trivia. After the show last week, he was talking to me over here, and he said, you know what, Greg? He said, I've caught in-game I tweeted this out, by the way. He said, I've caught in-game passes from 8 different BYU quarterbacks. Isn't that crazy? He literally has caught passes from 8 guys in games here at BYU over his 4 years. He's the only guy that can say that on this team.
Wow. And has he caught one from Micah Simon yet?
No. Hasn't. See, there's something left to be done yet.
We'll see.
So just think about that. You got a few games left. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, Q&A time now on the Sitake Show. We've got live audience and social media questions queued up for Kalani. Let's begin right here in studio. And I think you're Cody Kimball, aren't you?
I am.
Go ahead, Cody.
Hey, Coach. Been watching you in the locker rooms and celebrating. What would it take for you to teach us one of your dance moves?
Oh gosh, no. I have broke dance moves if you talk to my daughters, and so I'm going to try. I tell you one thing, I have a lot of effort, and I do. When I was younger, I was a better dancer, but in my older age, I'm trying to be really smart, and so I don't pull anything or hurt anything. But the players ask me for me to dance, and I'm going to do it for them, and then even when my daughters tell me to stop.
Cody, thanks. At Tar Heeled Cougar on social media, this one asks, what's the coolest gift you've received from a BYU fan since becoming the BYU head coach? You have interactions with fans all the time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get tons of stuff like cards and letters and emails. And so just anytime I have fans communicate with us, and I think the best gift is if there's an opportunity for us to serve. Fans would ask us and you know, contact me, and I think that's something that I value the most, is being able to help others and use our platform with our program and our team to help make lives better. So that's, to me, that's a great gift that we have right now.
Amber Ferguson, next up on the mic. Hi, Amber.
Hi. Hey, Coach. So I've been thinking about just your year overall being your last home game, and I was thinking, what was maybe your most favorite bonding moment you've had with your team this year? And I would love to hear that.
I've had so many of them. I think one of my favorite ones is we went to a team movie. I don't want to trash on the movie, but it wasn't a very good one. And it turned into probably one of the best moments that we've had, and the guys were cheering for I mean, it was just one of those things where you're kind of talking through the movies, and we had so much fun. We were cheering, had a good time, and you can just tell that these guys like being around each other. And it didn't really matter whether the movie was good or not. It's just that the guys like sharing time together and like being around each other. They genuinely love each other. And that, when I sat there as a coach, like just trying not to get too emotional, but I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is a really good moment for us. And that happened this year. I think we played USC the next day. So, I mean, this is a good team, and these guys really love each other. And a lot of great things can happen when they care and love what they're doing and what they represent.
Thanks, Amber. Troy Beagley on Twitter, at Troy Beagley. What does the season after BYU, he says, wins the bowl game, look like for you? Do you have a break, or is it right into recruiting?
Well, we can't recruit because of it's a dead period, you know, so I think they want the recruits to have time with their families, and I agree with that. And so we're just working on putting a plan together right now. I'm working with some of the coaches and with our director of football operations and our support staff on how we want to organize next year and how we want to get ready for next year's schedule. And so we have a plan that we're putting into place starting January, and it's way different than what we did last year. And I think this is more directed to how we can perform using spring football and everything, and not trying to give away our plan, but I think it's going to be unique and a little different than what other programs are doing, and this is going to be unique and different than what we've done in years past.
Now, your regular season is going to end on November 30th in San Diego. Your bowl game is 24 days later. You've got 15 practices. You're not practicing Sundays. So you're pretty much going to go from San Diego into bowl prep. You're off. There's no break, right? You're going to go right into it. It seems like.
I mean, we'll have finals and all that stuff going on around that time. So, we'll have some recruiting weekends, and we'll have coaches go out and recruit. But for the most part, the goal is to win the bowl game and to utilize all the practices and to get better as a team. And I know recruiting is part of that too. But we can kind of get away with doing that on and off and having coaches go out of town. But for the most part, we'll have a big recruiting weekends in December and have a good mid-year signing day, and then and after that we'll go play the bowl game and then be focused on that, and then away we go. And in January we'll start our off-season conditioning, getting ready for 2020.
Ashton Ferguson is next up here at our studio. Mike, hello.
Hi. I'm asking this question for my niece. Beside winning the bowl game in Hawaii, what else will you do there?
Make sure that our players don't get sunburnt, and because that can sneak up on you. So we'll be in Waikiki, and we'll try to have some good moments together. We'll practice, but I believe in practicing and working hard, but I believe in playing hard too. So we'll have some good opportunities for us to share in the sun and get on the beach, and some guys will try surfing and things like that. So we'll have fun with that, but I think the goal is to make sure that we practice and are ready and prepared to win that game.
When do you plan to head out? The game's on the 24th?
Yeah, I think we're going on the 20th, and then I'm not sure who our opponent is yet. So right now, that's something that that's there, but I think all our focus has got to be really on going and playing UMass and making sure that I know we'll have fans out in that area too, so making sure that we give them a good opportunity to cheer and be entertaining.
You down for a birthday shout out right now?
Yeah, I am.
Let's do one. Who do we have?
Yeah, so other than Fred Warner's birthday today, it's my father's birthday, Tom Sitake. He's right here. That's his trademark, so that's it's my best friend. So I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him, and I'll just tell all the kids out there that if you want a happy life, listen to your mom and dad. And if you're blessed to only have one, then listen to that person, and everything will work out, I promise you, because I'm living proof of it. So he's 70 years old, even though he looks like he's 30. He's never missed a day of working out, and I'm just glad that I have him in my life, and I'm glad that my family that's there. So I'm glad that they're all here to celebrate his birthday, and love you, Pops. Happy birthday.
So the pendant is his birth year, right?
Yeah. So
see that?
Mom, you got that for him, right? So he likes bling, and so
he's blinged out, right?
Yeah. It's just most people don't like to brag about the year that they were born, but Pops is okay with it. So he's a 49 boy. So yeah, 1949. We've come a long way. We had a good opportunity to spend some time with him and his brothers and our family, and just had a good ceremony where we were able to share about our families and just the things that they've been able to do. And my grandfather, who's not here, Nafe, done a great job at bringing all of us here from the islands and the opportunities that we have through immigrating here. And just want to thank everyone. It's been amazing what he and his brothers have been through, and just glad to be his son.
We're appreciative of all the fans who come here week to week, but Pops never misses a show.
No, he's here all the time.
Yeah.
And he's you know, even when I played here, he was always there when the team left for our away games, and he would always be here. We'd land sometimes at 3 in the morning, and Pops would be there waving the flag, you know. So he's sunglasses and waving the flag on. That's what he does. That's his trademark, and he reminds me that we're undefeated when he wears sunglasses on the sideline. So I don't know if that's true or not, but I believe it.
Keep rolling with it. Great to have you, and happy birthday, Tom. Let's switch gears for a quick second. We don't do this a lot on this show, but I know you saw it. What a shot, and what a finish. So this is Friday night in Houston, and this is how BYU beats UH.
That was
TJ
awesome.
Haws with a true buzzer beater off the rim and in with the clock going to zeros. You saw it, and you saw it hit the rim first and thought, oh, man.
I did. Well, I mean, it looked so good from when I mean, I know I'm watching on TV, right? But when I saw it, it looked good. And then there's a Kawhi Leonard moment, right, where the thing bounced in, and that's a shooter's touch right there. Like I said, if I'm talking to TJ, I'm telling him, you shoot till you're hot. That's been my motto, and I in church ball and high school ball I use that. But you know, that team is doing amazing things, and I love the way Coach Pope is getting them ready, and I'm excited. Like I said before, once they free Yoli, watch out, you know. But this team right now is starting to gel and starting to play some really good basketball, and it's entertaining. I'm looking forward to seeing them play against Boise State.
That'll be tomorrow night. You'll hear it on BYU Radio and see it on CBS Sports Network. Cougars and Broncos tomorrow night. BYU 3-1 going in. There's that great shot of TJ's game winner. Super. All right. Coming up next, BYU linebacker Isaiah Kaufusi joining us in Studio C. This is BYU football with Kalani Sitake.
They prefer to be bringing the heat, getting set for success, demonstrating their drive. But when their blood and sweat turns to tears or anything else, we lay the groundwork for BYU's athletes to hit the ground running again, and you as well. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU athletics.
Dinner!
Mom, no, I have a date tonight. And
Hey, Sam.
Kim? What are you doing here?
I don't want you two lovebirds eating trash, so I invited her to dinner.
Mom, this is my ex-girlfriend.
I know, but I like her better. Plus, if you don't go out, you can save money. For the wedding.
BYU meal plans. Make your own choices.
Get outside with the ones you love and enjoy the open road. And the closed one. We believe in family, fun, and experiences that last. And we want to be there as you make new memories over and over again. That's why we're proud to carry the popular Nissan Rogue. Tim Daly Nissan Southtown. Family owned since 1968.
BYU football with Kalani Sitake is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare, healing for life.
Welcome back to BYU football with Kalani Sitake on BYU TV, presented by Intermountain Healthcare. Time for Cougars in the pros. Fred Warner led the 49ers with 12 tackles and a TFL in that comeback win over the Cards. Taysom Hill, a carry, a catch, and a kickoff return. For New Orleans, Kyle Van Noy gets the Pats a win, helps get the Pats a win over the Eagles. And how about Daniel Sorensen with the game-ending INT last night in Mexico City as the Chiefs beat the Chargers. Great stuff by Daniel. Well, it's only one player on the 2019 BYU roster with multiple tackles for loss, multiple pass breakups, multiple INTs, and multiple fumbles recovered. And he joins us now in Studio C. Please welcome in linebacker Isaiah
doing?
Good to see you. How are you?
See you.
You bet.
Oh, I'm right in the middle? Yep.
Okay, you got to wish Kalani's dad, Tom, a happy 70th. Right there.
I wished him at practice today.
Okay, you already got it?
He said it's a whole week, birthday week.
Birthday celebration.
Birthday celebration for Tom.
Good to have you, by the way.
It's good to be
How's
here.
practice today?
It was good. Yeah, really good.
How's your body holding up?
It's really good, actually. Yeah, you know, season's long, but, you know, I'm feeling really good. So, you know, we got a lot of guys rotating in, a lot of linebackers, and so, you know, we've stayed pretty fresh.
It wasn't your senior day, but it was your final home game of the season. Did the home season kind of fly by?
It's just so fast. I can't even believe it. You know, next year I'll be, you know, a senior, and that'll be my last game. And, you know, everyone just says it just goes by so fast. So, you know, I can't believe that, you know, the time. I remember my wife, you know, when I first got here was a red shirt, and she said, "Man, we have 5 years." But it's, you know, got one more left, so just enjoying every bit of it.
Okay, the Saturday win, 42-10. That's solid. Yeah. And then you get to hang out on the field afterward for a little bit of formality and a bowl invitation. That means something to you guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, and to go to Hawaii is fun, and you know, just was, you know, a goal of ours to go to a bowl game, and to accomplish that goal was huge for us. So.
But you're still trying to keep it rolling, right? You've done something, but you don't want to have it end at 6-4. You got to keep going.
Yep, you know, going to keep going, and you know, got a big game this weekend, and then, you know, finish off the regular season, you know, at San Diego State, and then go bowling. Hopefully, win that one as well.
Saturday's post-game celebration continued in the locker room with Tom Holmoe talking to you guys and making a bit of an announcement there. They got more official on Monday. Your reaction to Coach Sitake here getting extended for a few more years?
I was pumped. You know, I think on the video I was jumping up and down with you, and you know, I told my wife I don't see myself really playing for any other coach, and so, you know, just super grateful and excited for you for the next couple of years, and, you know, one last year with him, you know, next year. So I'm you know, really excited for the program in the future.
If it's okay, what has he meant to you on and off the field?
Yeah, you know, he's you know, we've got a long relationship. Really, we've met. You know, I was in high school and recruited me when I was at you know, probably a junior when you're up at the U, and so we've had a long, you know, really built a pretty solid relationship, and, you know, was on my mission when he became the head coach. So I was super excited about that, and, you know, my mom, I think, was the most excited. She wrote me and said, "Your coach is going to be Kalani," and she was excited. But yeah, you know, Kalani just been like a, you know, a father figure and a mentor, huge mentor. So just, you know, grateful for him as a coach.
What did you think of Isaiah back in the day when he was a high school player?
Well, there's something special about this kid, you know, well, he's not a kid anymore, but you knew it when he's just such a natural leader. It's so easy for him, and I saw it when he was in high school, and people just they were attracted to him, and it's just he's such a great leader, a great example, and I was so fired up to be his coach, and you know, he's done an amazing thing. The stuff that he does on the field is not even close to what he does off the field, and the way he loves these guys. And he's a perfect example of what we want this culture to be about, you know, and a guy that works hard and is all about the team and about others first, and the service that he provides to others, that when he shows people a good time, you know, he tries to uplift others and through the platform that he is as a football player. And he comes from a wonderful family, and I know I'm really close to the Kaufusi family, but his parents are amazing, you know, and so it just makes sense that we get his little brother on the team, you know, and that's why I love having Jackson there. But he's a great young man, and look forward to recruiting his son someday.
About that a little bit down the road. Since you brought it up, you mentioned we were talking about how Tom came and talked to you guys in the locker room. I think you were like right behind him.
Yeah.
Is that you back there?
Right
there you are.
Yeah. Just a little bit. And Kyrus's long hair in there, covering me up. Yeah, that was a fun moment.
Was that a total surprise for you guys?
I don't really think so. It was a big surprise, but I mean, I think Tom presenting it in that way was a surprise. I don't think the extension was a surprise, but
I meant the announcement, like the way Tom did it. Yeah.
Yeah, the way Tom did it. My wife said that, you know, she saw Tom taking one of the, you know, the shirt off of Zach Katoa, and she thought that Tom was mad at Zach for wearing the Extend Kalani, and so she's like, "Oh my gosh, are they going to extend Kalani?" You know, she was all worried, but you know, that was fun. That was good. You know, kudos to Tom for doing that.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. Your junior season, how would you say it's gone for you to this point?
It's gone pretty well. Yeah. You know, kind of hasn't been, you know, what I really wanted, but I really stepped up. And
what's been lacking for you then?
You know, I think I kind of hit a slump. You know, a lot of different things. You know, had a son, you know, in the off season, and so, you know, just trying to balance everything. And feel like, you know, last couple games I've really stepped in and kind of felt like myself again, and, you know, just kind of getting over that mid-season slump really. But
Kalani, what makes Isaiah particularly special as a linebacker?
Yeah, great instincts, and I think the people don't realize that he can play on the other side of the ball easy. He can play offense. He can do a lot of different things. It's such great athleticism. He can throw the ball. I mean, you can see how great of hands he has. So he can catch, he can run, and I think understanding the other side of the ball has been really helpful for him as a defender. And his instincts are just what we've talked about this before. As you know, when coaching him and just saying that. I think when he was going through that slump, I think he was questioning, he's trying to overthink a lot of things, and I think the most important thing for him is to let loose. And I told him, you make a mistake because you're relying on your instincts, and we can live with it, right? And so I think you see the instincts kind of starting to really thrive, and he's making big-time plays, and I think he can trust himself and his preparation. He should be really confident because he prepares better than a lot of people out there, and I've been really pleased with the way that he's performing. And he does little things that just doesn't show up on the stat sheet, you know, and it's whether it's getting guys lined up and making sure D linemen are in the right spot, or getting the guys motivated. I mean, he's a big part of our success and our defense, especially the last few weeks.
Okay, one of the neat moments from this season you've had was a game in which both you and your little brother get INTs in the same game. So we had a game in which a quarterback threw to his brother at wide receiver for a touchdown, and we think this is the first game in which two brothers had INTs against Boise State, you first and then Jackson second, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was fun. I was so excited. I think I was more excited for Jackson's interception. If you saw me, I was on the field probably at the numbers and just jumping up like a little kid. I mean, it was. For me, it was a great feeling, you know, to have Jackson step up, and he's worked hard, and, you know, he's put in the time and effort, and, you know, to have him, you know, make a play like that that's awesome.
Was this always the plan, by the way, to end up with your brother at a high level at BYU, or was it always going to be that way?
I don't think it was. I don't think we really, you know, had talked about it. I'm sure my parents wanted us to play together, and you know, we played a year of high school, and you know, it's been fun. You know, my parents enjoy just traveling to one game instead of having to split, you know, but.
So we might just call you guys the first family of BYU football the way this goes, because it seems like I've been calling a Kaufusi on the field forever. and there's who we have lined up, and I got a couple guys in the pros, and of course we have three of you playing as brothers and or cousins right now on the BYU team. Do you kind of do you embrace and take pride in the family tradition here at BYU?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think in general the Kaufusi family just takes pride in playing football. You know, I think we, you know, my uncles have really established a great tradition, you know, of excellence on the field and off the field, and so it's just really continued down through the generations. We've been taught really well by our parents and by our grandparents, and you know, to have, you know, last year there was 4 of us. That was, you know, we would travel and they would get our hotel rooms. You know, we'd have, me and Jax would room, and then they'd have the connector door to Corbin and Devins, and that was bad news. Corbin.
For whom? Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of fun.
All right, and the great news is, Kaufusis or otherwise, all these linebackers are back next year, which is awesome. Great to have you in tonight, Isaiah.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much. That's Isaiah Kaufusi. Fans, you can break down Cougar football with Dave McCann, Blaine Fowler, David Nixon each week on After Further Review. It aired earlier tonight and is on demand on the BYU TV app, or watch it tomorrow morning on BYU TV, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific time. Fans, did you know you can have your groceries waiting to be picked up, or better yet, dropped off at your front door? It's all done online at smithsfoodanddrug.com or on their app on your phone. Download the Smiths app and save time, shop online. As we go to break, here's this week's trivia question. Who's the only player in BYU football history with 3 1,000-yard rushing seasons? The answer next on BYU football with Kalani Sitake. Back with more after this.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver results this year? Expanding your product line or building new locations? How about your online presence? Does it need a boost? Maybe you just want to put a little more distance between you and the competition. Tap into the powerful engine of BYU Athletics and let us put together a plan unique to your business. We can provide you with the tools designed to enhance your brand on a local, regional, or national level. We invite your team to join ours. For details, email sponsorship@byu.edu today.
This is where we dominate. Our playground, place of business. This is our promised land, where we seek to find ourselves. And we're here to make sure the spaces our best prove themselves on appear how they should. Intermountain Healthcare, official medical provider for BYU Athletics.
If I got hurt and was laid up at home, I wouldn't even think to call a lawyer. What a hassle. I'd want to meet them first.
What if I told you that for your first consultation, your lawyer will come to you, home or hospital?
Really?
Really.
They do that?
If you've been injured, we'll come to you. It's your job to get better. It's our job to deal with the insurance companies.
Learn more at siegfriedandjensen.com.
Before the break, we asked tonight's trivia question, who's the only player in BYU football history with 3 1,000-yard rushing seasons, and Kalani got it off the air.
My cousin.
So Kalani's going to tell us on the air. It's, right, it's this man right here, Harvey Younga. There it is. Join us on BYU Radio for BYU at UMass this Saturday with Cougar pregame live at, that's bright and early at 10 a.m. Eastern. The game's at noon Eastern, and postgame coverage right after the game on Flow Football online or Nesson. And, of course, it's on BYU Radio for free each and every week. BYU at UMass. All right, Kalani, it's first of 2 road games to end the regular season for you. You'll play on the East Coast one week and then West Coast the next week, and then some more football to play after that.
Looking forward to it, and just excited to see our fans in those regions and those areas, and I know our guys will be ready to play, and looking forward to the matchup this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, to request seats for next week's show as we preview BYU and San Diego State, go to BYUCougars.com/Satake Show. As we leave you tonight, we'll talk to you next Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Mountain. For Director Brandon Hopkins, producer Jerem Jordan, Isaiah Kaufusi, and the coach, I'm Greg Wrubell. And Coach, you're going to send us out by directing our cameras up in the crowd to
that
Isaiah
beautiful family back there
and his wife and his son. They were our special guests tonight. Thanks for joining us on BYU Football. Kalani Sitake, have a great week. Go Cougs!